What is going on, y'all? Back with another Open Window podcast. I know it's been
A,
three
a
eons,
couple
but
years,
we're
a
still
couple
here.
years.
We're still here. We're still here. And honestly, we decided to make this video because I know as I think what happened was I think someone on Twitter was like, "Oh, these are like the best intro animes for new anime watchers." And they put
hmm
like fucking Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Bleach. And everyone in the comments started slandering the fuck out them. Nigga, I can't lie. Even RDC, really, RDC was like, "Fuck, no, they're not. Those are not intro anime." No, it wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't somebody random. It was fucking Michael B. Jordan. It was
Oh,
that nigga. Like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No
That sexy
fucking
ass
way
nigga.
you're like, yeah, One Piece is a good beginner anime. I guess it
That shit
could
was
be, but damn, it's
crazy.
way too long. It's Naruto too.
Exactly.
And I know many people grew up on Naruto or Bleach or even Dragon Ball, but for nowadays, if we talking like new people coming into the, whole medium, fuck no. Watch something
Absolutely not.
shorter first, watch something, more or less fillery first, less fan service, all that shit. Because if you are not, if you don't know anime as a whole, like how it works, any type of fan service, any type of filler, anything like that can throw you off. And we don't want that.
The man said the longest shows known to man. I thought he was gonna let that shit slide. Fuck no. He then was getting destroyed on the internet for at least like a week.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we wanted to do this video in a type of draft format. For those who don't know, we all, like each of us has a top 5. Like we pick 5 things, and let's say I pick, I don't know, AOT. Jazz is not allowed to pick AOT, so he has something else for number 1, and at the end, the viewers can, I don't know, in the comments, whatever, decide which one of us wins, which one of us has the better top 5. And for each of those picks, we will briefly explain why we think that is. And I mean, you can also disagree. For example, if I say an anime you think is not a good beginner anime, you can also throw it in.
Oh yeah,
It's just a discussion. You know what? I'm gonna give you the honor. I'm gonna let you begin. Give me your best pick, your number 1 beginner anime in your opinion.
So I'm probably gonna pick. I know there's like a lot of obvious ones. I'm probably gonna pick the ones like I started on. I think that's like things that got me hooked on anime.
Mm-hmm.
And I still like. I feel like they still hold up to this day. I'm gonna go with my first pick, One Punch Man season 1 though. Season 1 of One Punch Man. 'Cause that shit is probably one of the more
Interesting, yeah.
iconic ones. I feel like, and this is pure action. Like, and then of course, like I think for the season 1, that was the one that had all like the different animators from different studios coming, like a lot of freelance work, and they put their fucking digging balls in that shit. I can't lie, that shit was fucking crazy. And
Yes.
the fights, there's so many memes from that. I think there's so many memes from there that still live on to this day. Like that shit's iconic as hell. So I definitely say One Punch Man.
Yeah, season 1, very strong pick in my opinion too. Was one of the things I wrote down for sure. You could probably argue that maybe because of the like over the topness, it might not be the best one. But then again, we have cartoons that are like that go above and beyond. So I don't think One Punch Man is too far off. It's a very strong beginner pick. It was also one of my first, and it got me into anime too. I don't think you can really go wrong with an action show, especially if it's as well animated as One Punch Man, and it still holds up to this day, as you said. But let's see. For my number 1 pick, that's actually difficult, but give me Death Note. I feel like Death Note has it all. It has a like phenomenal sub, like Japanese voices, but it also has many dubbed voices for other languages. Like the German dub sounds fire, English especially, and I heard like Russian, Italian, and all that stuff, all that jazz. It all sounds very good. So this is probably the reason why I think Death Note is higher up. A complete story, even though, in my opinion, the second half is not as good as the first half, it's still very good. But the most important thing here is it's a concluded story. Like you don't need to, think about what could happen after that. Because when I first started out, I was watching these romance shows that only have 1 season.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like this open ending. Maybe they hold hands, maybe they maybe kiss, and then you have to read the manga because you know damn well season 2 is never getting adapted.
Not at all.
Yeah. So Death Note, definitely for me, number 1.
I will say about Death Note, like fun fact, I still have not yet at all watched Death Note to this day. That's why I didn't even put it on my list, but it's not fair to the show.
Interesting.
I haven't watched it. I do have like I think maybe 2 on here that I'd recommend, but I didn't finish those shows. But I have watched enough to be like, yeah, I can recommend that to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because some of them are like there's of course different genres. I don't know if we want to make multiple videos and do like romance ones or sports ones, but
We
I
can
feel
do
like that
that, yeah.
might be too convoluted. But I don't know, we'll see. But I think for my second pick, I'm gonna go with Demon Slayer. That's definitely a fan favorite.
Very good
It's
pick, yeah.
kind of like the first one with One Punch Man season one. I feel like it doesn't have too much over the topness as compared to that one, because that one's like pretty insane. The animation, of course, is really good for Demon Slayer.
Hmm.
The story, as much as people want to shit on the story, it's like one of the most like easy to understand, easy to grasp. There's an antagonist side, there's a protagonist side. You got the good side characters. The I guess like the combat system is easy to understand. It hits you in the feels. Got a little bit of romance there from time to time.
Hmm.
It's a pretty good all around show, and it's definitely I feel like it's a very big like easily intro show. I think it has a like on different like I think it might be on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu. Definitely on Crunchyroll. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure. So a lot of ways to access it. Yeah, and it's of course big in pop culture and stuff like that with the drip and stuff like that they all wear, how different they look and the art styles between the Hashira and stuff.
Hmm.
So definitely mad wavy in my opinion.
Yeah, easy to remember characters, simple story that you can easily get behind, and as you said, as much as people love to hate on it, you know they will be watching the next season when it drops. Like
Exactly,
don't be
exactly.
lying here. Like you can call it as like you can call it a 0 out of 10. You could call it anything. You will be watching the next season. Stop lying. It is what it is. Demon Slayer, very strong pick. I definitely agree. Would have probably been my second, my number two pick, but you already beat me to it. So let me get JJK. Like, give me Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah, I'll have that.
because
Yeah,
it is fairly new. Like, you would probably say like, yeah, give me like you should probably have older shows or like, that I have a couple years like came out a couple years back in your top 3 or whatever. But JJK, even though it's fairly new, well animated, season 1 feels pretty complete.
yeah.
Even before season 2, the manga is still ongoing, sure, but JJK also is one of those that has it all. Like, doesn't have, I think, at all fan service. If anything, it's like very light. And I think, if
Mhm.
I remember correctly, the reason for that is because the author's mom also reads JJK,
Oh wow, I didn't know
and
that.
the author doesn't want their mom to really feel
Bro, where the fuck
embarrassed
is
or
the Fire
anything.
Force moms? Where's that nigga? Where's
Yeah,
that nigga's
Fire
mom
Force.
at?
Hell no, Fire Force is not getting any of those lists. But no, JJK, good animation, good characters, good story. Power system might be a bit complicated, but that's fine. Like, you have Gojo, and we saw JJK came out. Not a lot of people knew about the manga beforehand. The anime
Yeah.
drops. We see Gojo. Bro, Gojo is in so many people's top 10 now on my anime list. Like, bro just skyrocketed off of
Hmm.
this one season. And we have the movie. Season 2 is coming out very soon. I think like next season or in 2 seasons. It's crazy for sure. JJK, in my opinion, easy top 2. Yeah.
It's there definitely an easy pick. Had it on my list as well. I did read the manga enough for this next season that's coming out.
Hmm.
Very hype. I didn't read like the biggest arc. I think it's like the one after this one. Like what's it called? Like the Shibuya
Yeah,
one or whatever the
Shibuya.
fuck.
Fire 2. Those who know, you know.
I know that one's like iconic, but it's considered the best one in JJK. But I haven't read that one yet. But this
Hmm.
next one's really good. Season one was really good. Even the movie I heard was really good. I haven't watched the movie yet,
Yeah.
but I heard them. I mean, I've seen that clip where this thing of Gojo beating the fuck out that one nigga, and that nigga was getting rocked. So I already know that shit was fire as hell. So
Exactly.
definitely a good ass pick in my opinion. I'm probably gonna stick with the action genre.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna go with one I started off with, and even though it's kind of unfair, cause I didn't even watched this most newest season, 'cause I kind of dropped it. But Mob Psycho, bro, that's just a great
Ooh,
starter one in my opinion. Mob Psycho's a
interesting.
really good starter one in my opinion. Very likable main character, funny ass side character with Reagan, just like his interaction with Mob, and how like he helps
Absolutely,
him,
yes.
like his brother was interesting as well. How he interacts with Mob. Just seeing Mob just grow like this character wise throughout the show too, because like people might not notice it, but like that man definitely changed. He went from like a shell of a person, kind of like really to himself and stuff like that. But like
Hmm.
towards the part where like I was like last watching, like he's definitely grown from the people around him.
Yeah.
even that little green like mucus thing that be following him around, that one demon dude. He's really funny as well. If you know what I'm talking about, I don't know if he's green or not. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like the thing that has like a face on it and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
Dimple.
floating and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
he's green. He's green.
Yeah, Dimple, yeah. Yeah, but it's fire as fuck. Of course, action is out the walls. Like
Yeah,
they
the
just be
animation
having
goes crazy.
insane. I don't think it's in season one, but I think it might be in season two when that one guy is fighting like 8 people at once and he's like beating all the ass and teleporting and shit. That shit is like one of the best action sequences of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It
it
gotta be
really
top
is. It
10.
really is.
Like like the one like kind of his I think his eyes are closed a little bit. Like he was like boxing them niggas. Like you just have to get to that part. I think it might be in season two though. I don't
Yeah,
know if it's in
I
season
think it
one.
is. Yeah, the teleportation one, but I don't want to spoil for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mob
But definitely a
Psycho.
great
Mob
intro,
Psycho,
definitely a
very
good intro.
strong pick. I think the only reason why I wouldn't have put it higher up is maybe the art style. Because like
Yeah.
for me personally, art style doesn't mean anything. There are cartoons that really look horrendous and people watch them. If you hate on Mob Psycho and you go home on Netflix and watch Big Mouth, get out of here. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Like it's astonishing. Like I had a friend, um, like
Not a friend
I
anymore.
recommended.
Not a friend anymore.
Whatever. I once recommended Mob Psycho, right? Because they asked like which anime should I watch next, and I was like, yeah, Mob Psycho is one of the most popular ones, one of my favorites. And they opened, Google, checked it out, saw the art style, were like, ah, shit, that looks ugly. I'm gonna watch. Like, I
What
come
the
on now.
hell?
Like I see the art style can maybe be a bit like off-putting, but you have to look past that because like, if you give it a chance, it is super high up. Like it's a perfectly perfect show for a higher up, be like top spot for the beginner anime. So I would probably agree with you. But we talk about action a lot, right? So
Yeah.
give me my third spot. Let me go in and say something maybe a bit controversial, okay? Because this was one of my first anime too, but it's different genre-wise. Give me Toradora, okay?
I was gonna put that on there too. Fuck.
Yeah. So Toradora, romance. For those who don't know,
Yeah.
one of the most popular romance. So maybe it's not even that surprising that I put it here, but it is just, I think, the perfect anime to get you into the whole romance genre for anime specifically. You learn about the tropes a little bit. It's not, I don't even think it's really heavy on the fan service because the characters are actually, like from what I remember watching, has been a couple years, portrayed as actual people. Like they're not just objects like with many other romance shows nowadays, they just objectify everything. Every character has their arc, every character has their role in there, and Toradora does it perfectly, in my opinion. And it is also a completed story with good animation, even for its time. So I just have to go in there. It has good MC, good love interest, and a good side cast. The opening, I think, is also a classic. I don't know exactly what it's called, but you can look and check it out on YouTube. It's just, Toradora, probably one of the best romance beginning anime. Maybe not the best romance, like in my opinion at least, but if you're starting out, I would just give it the third spot, not gonna lie.
I feel that. Because to kind of piggyback off of that, I was gonna put Toradora, but I didn't even have it on my list honestly. Cause to me it was like maybe like how like the older I guess the older animation, the older feel might kind of turn people kind of off a little bit. So I didn't add it to mine, but I did add Love Is War. I felt like, and even though I didn't finish the most recent season, I know like it's like one of the most, the most goated season. I did watch the first season way back when, like back when in high school, and I thought that shit was like, to me, it's like the perfect form. Like, it still has romance, but like it's slice of life. It's funny as hell. It got some funny ass moments, some goated ass side characters. The whole TikTok world, not even just TikTok, but the whole world was doing that fucking Chica dance for at least like a couple of months when that shit dropped down. And if you know what I'm talking about, yeah, it's from that show, or I guess from that anime.
Yeah.
So I feel like Love of War is very, very, like a very, very pretty decent pick. And I feel like honestly it can kind of be a better introduction because it's not like full romance. So for those of y'all who are like, I only watch shonen, I only watch action and men fighting, I say give this one a try because it's gonna make you laugh.
Yeah.
And it's not too there's romance, but like I guess like he was saying before, like the most recent season is when like the romance kind of hits its peak. So it kind of builds up to that. So it's not gonna be like romance all in your face from the get-go. So I feel like it's a good intro.
Yeah. as you said, it is one of those that has just a good mix of a lot of things that people might want to see. And the animation is clean, not just the animation itself. I have to give, especially season one, credit with A1 Pictures. That's the studio that made Love Is War. They really go above and beyond in terms of visuals. Like they really, like if there's a joke in the manga, it's like a simple joke, right? The manga cannot really play with visuals like that. But
Yeah.
the anime really goes in, the backgrounds, some filters, characters are drawn differently, the art style can change. Even season 2 and 3, yeah, but season 1 especially, I don't know, they kind of toned it down a little bit. But season 1 was all about the comedy, and it's just a very fun watch. So as you said, it might even be, as you said, a better pick for, you know, getting into romance because it's not full-blown romance. But yeah, absolutely agree. Nothing here I can really disagree. Love is War, perfect pick for number 3. So
Oh yeah.
for number 4, that is like I'm a little bit conflicted here because there I can go into different directions. But for number 4, I'm gonna give you a show that is a bit long. Okay, it's not as long as Naruto or any of those big shows. It is
Okay.
kind of long, and it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I know you haven't
Oh
watched it
wow.
yet. I know you haven't watched it yet, but it
No,
is.
I watched enough for to me to appreciate it. But I feel like it's still like for a new one. I mean, it's not that long. To be right, it's not that long.
It has like how many episodes? 60 episodes, or
Yeah. I mean,
some
they can
shit
binge
like.
it too. They can binge it too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely like sure for people who watch a lot of shows, whatever, easily bingeable, easily watchable. It's just that for some they're like, yeah, I want to watch an anime. Like it's the evening or whatever, or it's nighttime and I don't want to go to sleep. Give me like an anime with 12 episodes that I can rush through. But that's not nothing like that. You have a completed story, full on adventure, Godadesk characters, openings, like music in general, animation. It just, I think there is a reason why on my anime list it's still so high up in terms of popularity, in terms of ratings, all that shit. Full Metal Alchemist, as I said with all the other shows we named before, really mixes a lot of good things together and creates a very good, like very well written story. And don't really have anything against it. Ever since I watched it, like back in, when was it, like 2018, like it has been so many years, it is still in my top 10 anime. Like it just doesn't leave. Maybe it moves a couple spots, but I know for a fact I will not be putting it, like I will not be taking it out of my top 10. There's no chance. It's just, yeah, if you want like a very good adventure story that also goes deep in terms of, uh, well, yeah, alchemy, whatever, sure, because alchemist, but also philosophical questions, and in terms of what is life, existence, like all that shit, all goes into this show. That would be my number 4 pick.
I feel that. I feel that. Definitely a good pick in my opinion. Like I said, of course, a little bit on the longer side, but
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal, that's like probably like top 3 anime of all time to most people. So
Yeah.
and still, a good size for people to really enjoy, sit down, binge. So I feel that. I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And so for my last pick, I know a lot of you are like, oh, where's MHA and ALT? Yo, those anime have been out for so fucking long. If you still not into anime because of those two or because of some of those iconic ass ones, you're not gonna. There's no helping you. So I can't sit there like ALT and My Hero Academia. And first of all, as well, the way both of those series are right now for both MHA, ALT, probably some other iconic ones I haven't said.
Yeah.
They're on like season 6. Like now it's kind of daunting. They're right there next to Naruto and Bleach and all the other shits now. Like rather than
Exactly.
sitting down looking at all 6 seasons of AOT or all 6 seasons of My Hero Academia, you're gonna be like, what the? I'm not watching this shit. And yeah, they're goated as fuck in their own right, but like I can't
Mm-hmm.
recommend it to somebody.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
gonna go a kind of a lot different route. This is a very, very new ass show.
interesting.
After reading the manga, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be pretty big when it drops. I'm gonna go with Blue Log. It's probably
Ooh.
the first sports one we've talked about so far. I know that
Yeah.
and there's other ones too. There's Haikyuu and Diamond No Ace is the baseball one. I know Karuko's done basketball. Like I said before, those are older ones. If people have not watched them already, I don't think they're gonna watch them now. But Blue Lock is fresh. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's very shonen-y. Like the action is fucking insane. I know they just they already have a season 2 announced, a movie announced, is getting all the praise, getting all the hype.
I know people like me are wishing for a video game kind of based around that whole system. That'd be kind of cool.
Hmm.
And especially like for a sports anime game like that. We've had some before, obviously. I think with was it called Captain Tsubasa, or whatever that anime is called. But this would be like a whole different feel
Yeah.
from Blue Lock, and like this is goated as hell. It's brand new. I think it's about to end for this first season. I think it's only like what 25 episodes,
Hmm.
and you really can't go wrong, y'all. It's a goated ass one. So that's why I didn't put AOT or MHA, because at this point, bro, if you're not already been watching it, I can't help you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And Blue Lock, we've seen it firsthand. Like, it's not even like speculating. During the World Cup, like, is when this was going on, Blue Lock was going on, and people who
Oh
have never
yeah.
watched anime, just because of that, started watching Blue Lock, and the popularity skyrocketed. We can see people loving this show, even though they are like beginner anime watchers. Blue Lock just, I don't know. It is a sports anime, and I know, not a, like there are people who don't want to watch sport anime, and I get it, but in terms of the sports genre, sure. I wrote down Haikyuu. Sure, it's good, right? But for beginners, Blue Lock has fire characters, good animation. It has drama. It's serious. Like, it's not just some kids in school playing. If you lose, I guess there's next time. No, there is no next time.
Yeah.
Blue Lock is really
Yeah.
really just there, and it captivates you. And it always goes bigger. Like with the manga, obviously no spoilers. The arcs, obviously they get better and they play against stronger people, and it really
Yeah.
gets serious there. You never know. Sometimes, like, maybe one of those characters disappears, loses, whatever. Like, shit, all that can happen. So
Even
definitely
in
a strong pick.
even in like when the World Cup was going on, I think like the Japanese national team was like doing pretty well for themselves. Like, and they like, and people were like, oh, it's just like Blue Lock. And I think they had like there was this one game that they did some crazy ass shit. Just like, I think they made a comeback and they did some crazy, like the ball's about to go out of bounds next to the goal line or some shit, and this one
Yeah.
player like hit that shit with an inch that was like still inside the line and kicked it to someone, and they scored the goal, and it was like the most craziest. You can't even you can only make that shit up in anime, and people are like, oh, that must be Asagi. They were going crazy in the comments. So yeah, bro, like that shit I think is a great starter pick.
Absolutely agree. And now for my final pick, okay? This is difficult, and I've been thinking. As you said, AOT is a good anime, and it might even be too good if we disregard the whole, season 6, part 2, whatever. It's that shit, like, it confuses you. Even disregarding that, AOT, watching that first might set your bar too high, because most anime will not be touching that, and you will feel disappointed after that.
That is true.
Yeah, so AOT is not in my top 5 for recommendations. I would only recommend it to people who have watched maybe like at least 10 shows before that. As you said, there's My Hero, there's Haikyuu, classic ones, but I wanted to go a bit different. I wanted to pick a show that is more serious, not just lighthearted. A show that shows you that anime isn't always just for kids, right? Like let's say, for example, Cyberpunk Edge Runners comes to mind, or I don't know, fucking Erased, where fucking kids die, or Steins Gate, all that shit. So I was thinking, and I'm gonna give you a very controversial pick, but I feel like I feel like it is justified. Tokyo Ghoul Season 1. Okay.
No, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna put the no. Season 1's still not even.
No,
good
it is.
for
It is. Let me
real.
explain. Sure, I could have said Promised Neverland. Okay, I could have said Promised Neverland. Season
That's
1.
even better. I didn't
No,
even think
no.
about Promised Neverland.
No, but yeah, Promised Neverland Season 2 sucks. But let me explain Tokyo Ghoul Season 1, because I don't think you were there when it all happened. Tokyo Ghoul is super huge, even without the manga. The anime really pushed it up, and it's not just the anime overall. It is Season 1. The opening, right? You know probably the opening of Tokyo Ghoul, the whole concept. And Season 1 is still adapting the manga. Like, I don't think they cut a lot of it. But Tokyo Ghoul has this very serious tone, and you have just go on TikTok, just hashtag Tokyo Ghoul, right? The numbers are in the billions, because people really love this show. The community is crazy big just because people love this show. And I feel like if you only stick with Season 1, okay, because Season 2 kinda sucks, and Season 3 and 4 really rushed the manga, which I didn't like. Season 1 has good animation. I mean, Kaneki is still a very good MC even in season 1. Like, you're reading Tokyo Ghoul right now, right? And I think Kaneki was already an interesting character in the beginning arcs, right? Like with Jason and shit. That is all in season 1. That entire scene, the torture scene, has had the community in a chokehold when it dropped. Like, people were going crazy.
That's true.
So I feel like if you want a show that shows you, anime is not only for kids, it can get bloody, it can get serious, it can get traumatic. I think Tokyo Ghoul season 1 should be up there. You could make an argument for Promised Neverland, because I know a couple people that, more or less started out with Promised Neverland, and it really, got them into the whole story. But Promised Neverland, even then, like, if you finish season 1 and disregard season 2, the manga after that is not that great. And I think the general consensus is that it kind of falls off after season 1, but Tokyo Ghoul only gets better. So watch season 1, go into the manga if you want, and it gets better and better with every arc, basically. So I would say Tokyo Ghoul season 1. I know you might disagree, but...
I mean, like you said, like Promised Neverland and stuff, but I mean, it's still not a bad pick for sure. And it's lower down the list. It's not as, so I mean,
it's a number 5. It's a number 5 pick for a reason. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So on screen, I will I think I'm gonna just make it so throughout the video I will add the draft picks. You can see the top 5 for each of us. You can just comment down below who do you think wins here. Who has the better picks. And for next time, I don't know what we could do, like video-wise. Whenever we make a draft type of video like this again, it could be anime openings and endings, but Jess says he skips most of them, so...
I just go right to the meat and potatoes, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
We could maybe do that with a guest, right? Like, maybe Jess, isn't there present for one of the episodes, but I also don't like doing that, because, like, you're still... We're the duo here. This is open window. It's not like, taking someone out and adding someone in. So instead of
I do have...
Yeah.
I mean, I do have, maybe less endings, because do y'all really sit there and watch and listen to endings?
Sometimes.
I do have some openings, because I know, let me not spoil the list, but I do have some. I got some. But, the endings, I don't know
endings is not necessary. Openings could be a cool idea, but that's, it's not obligatory. Because we could do something like, as you said, genre specific, like only romance, only action, only comedy, or some shit like that. Or maybe characters. I don't know, fucking characters. Characters with fucking red hair.
What's this nigga here?
Super specific. But whatever.
And before we go, I do want to say just a couple, just 2 honorable mentions. I just have on my list. I feel like should be noted, but
just
I feel
get
like
them off your chest. Yes.
Maybe they should be second, maybe after you watch one of these shows, you can kind of go into them. But because I don't remember how long Konosuba is, but I feel like Konosuba is an intro for comedy anime.
Also clean ass pick. Yes.
So I feel like I don't know, but I feel like them. I don't remember how long each season is, or if it's not
12 episodes a season, I believe. So it's completely fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Konosuba, and then Ranking of Kings. I got to throw that in there for fantasy genre. Ranking of Kings is good as fuck. Ranking of Kings. I was gonna throw Mushoku Tensei, but that's just with that main character nigga being controversial.
I mean, Konosuba is also kind of controversial with the MC sometimes.
Yeah, but at least with Konosuba, it's the comedy can kind of outweigh that. But Mushoku Tensei is very, very serious.
Yeah.
So if someone watches that for the first time, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And they might just delete anime from their existence. I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, Ranking of Kings, I didn't even think about it. It's a very strong pick. And Konosuba, probably my favorite comedy, one of my favorite comedies, at least. But probably hits harder if you've seen a couple isekais before, because it also makes fun of the whole genre itself it is in.
But SAO! Oh my god!
Fuck no. Look. The funny thing is, SAO was one of the first, and one of the first for many people, right? Like many people like me, SAO was probably one of the first 10 shows I watched, and I thought it was like crazy good when I watched it.
Yeah.
Because the concept itself is clean and you don't think about it, the stories, the characters. But then you go back and it's so
Don't worry, but for the first time watcher, SEO was low-key goated a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you.
Maybe SAO is like a top 1 pick. Hold up. But nah. But yeah, you see our top 5. Comment down below who you think won. Thanks for watching, though. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next episode of Open Window with Jazz Pen. Maybe a guest, but probably not. You know the deal.
Peace.